The sun had just dipped below the horizon, casting an eerie red glow over the deserted beach, when Sarah noticed something moving beneath the dark, restless waves. At first, she thought it was a harmless shadow, but then the water erupted in a violent surge, and a massive fin sliced through the surface with unnatural speed. A low, guttural growl seemed to echo from the depths, sending shivers down her spine. Panic gripped her as she realized the water wasn't just home to a shark, it was home to a predator that seemed almost supernatural, its eyes glowing faintly in the twilight, watching, waiting, calculating. Every instinct screamed at her to run, but the tide was rising, and escape seemed impossible. Sarah's heart pounded as the water around her began to churn violently. The creature emerged closer this time, its massive jaws snapping inches from the sand, dragging the wreckage of a small fishing boat along with it. The screams of someone trapped somewhere in the dark waves sent a cold shock through her body. She stumbled backward, her feet sinking into the wet sand, as the shark circled with terrifying intelligence, almost taunting her. Every shadow in the water seemed to twist and grow, and she realized this was no ordinary shark, it was a nightmare incarnate, a hunter from the deepest abyss, drawn to fear itself. The waves hissed like whispers, warning her that tonight, the ocean belonged to something far older and far deadlier than humanity could ever face. The moon rose high, casting a pale, sickly light over the water, revealing the shark's true size. It was colossal, impossibly large, its teeth glinting like jagged shards of glass. Sarah's legs trembled as it surged toward her, moving with an unnatural speed that defied the waves. She dove behind a cluster of jagged rocks, but the water wasn't just moving, it was alive, twisting around her like a vengeful spirit. Every splash sounded like a death knell, every shadow a promise of doom. Then she saw it, a second fin slicing the water, even larger than the first, as if the ocean had summoned multiple nightmares. Trapped between the rocks and the relentless sea, Sarah realized with horror that this night was only beginning and the ocean's hunger was far from satisfied. The waves crashed over Sarah like a living wall, dragging her toward the dark maw of the first shark while the second circled hungrily nearby. She clawed at the jagged rocks, her nails breaking against the sharp edges, but the ocean seemed to resist her every move. A low, rumbling growl echoed through the water, vibrating in her chest as if the sharks were communicating, hunting as one monstrous mind. Panic turned to sheer terror when she saw the water boiling with dozens of shadowy shapes beneath the surface, smaller sharks, or perhaps spawn of the abomination itself, all converging toward her. Her breaths came in ragged gasps, each one stolen by fear, and she realized the beach she thought was a safe haven was nothing more than the edge of a nightmare, one she might never escape alive. Sarah's strength was fading as the relentless tide dragged her into the abyss. The colossal sharks circled like demonic sentinels, their glowing eyes fixed on her every movement. Just when she thought all hope was lost, a massive wave slammed down, and she was swept beneath the water, darkness swallowing her whole. She felt the cold, razor-sharp teeth graze her arm, pain exploding through her, and yet somehow, instinct drove her to kick and thrash with every ounce of life left in her. Hours, or was it minutes later, she broke the surface, gasping and bleeding, only to see the sharks vanish as mysteriously as they had appeared, leaving the water eerily calm. Trembling, she stumbled to the shore, haunted by the memory of glowing eyes in the depths, knowing the ocean had tasted fear, and it would return.